Okay, so because there is no mic, grab a chair.
Excuse me.
We're gonna see how this works. I gotta be very loud. All right, here we go. Hi, my name is Javann. I'm a comedian. Yep. This is not an AA meeting. I know it looks weird. This has been a weird year for me. I had a lot of stuff happen, a lot of change for me, which was weird. But I didn't get all the stuff I wanted out of the year. Like, I wanted to wear sweater vests every day of the year. And I didn't make it, and I'm so sad about it. Like, you know why I wanted to wear sweater vests, right? It's like the safest outfit that you can wear. It is. Like, okay, listen, for real, think of this. Have you ever heard cops be like, yo, round up every black guy in sweater vest? You've never heard it. You've never heard it. It's so safe. I drive a Mini Cooper. Cool, y'all are cool, dope. Normally when I tell people that, they just laugh at me because they think my car is small. But my car is actually small. I drive a very small car. But I got it because when I was looking for cars, right? So I was looking at Jeeps and what I would call a black guy car. So I'm looking at black guy cars. Jeeps, Cadillacs, just cars you expect drive-bys out of, right? So yeah, thank you for people there. So I'm looking for those, and then I look over in the corner and there's a Mini Cooper, and I'm like, yo, tell me more about this Mini Cooper, because I don't think you would expect a black guy to get out of it. And I bought it, and now I drive everywhere 10, 20, maybe 30 miles over the speed limit. I never get pulled over. It's amazing. It's the best. Like, if I had been wearing the sweater vest this entire time, I could run this town. I would never get stopped. They'd be like, yo, look at that accountant. He's so busy. I could literally have a brick of cocaine in my trunk. But it's a Mini, so just one brick. I can only get one. It's a very small car. Okay. I've been trying to figure out how to talk about this. I came out as pansexual a year ago. Yeah, thank you. Which is dope because, yeah, super dope because we were really going hard as the paint from straight people, right? So the entire time I'm like, haha, I get to laugh at you now, which is great. When I came out as pansexual, I did this thing where I was like, yo, I feel like I haven't had a lot of romantic experiences with people who are mask presenting, right? And I was like, I want to try to get some romances. And so I was like, I'm just going to focus on men. I'm just going to spend a lot of time being romantic with men. And it's been a year. Still no romances with men. Yeah, no, it's not me. It's them. It's them. I'm amazing. I have to buy flowers for myself. I hate this shit. No, here's the thing. Dating women is different from dating men. So when you're a man and you date a woman, I show up like this and you can be 4'11", I don't care. Whatever, right? But if you're a man, I care. I care if you're a man. It's not it's not on you, whatever. I'm not shaming short people, short kings rise. But tell me, don't let me show up to the date and find out you're a small person. Here's what happened. This happened to me for real. I went on a date. It was actually, it was after I did a mic here. So I did a mic here, and then I went on a date, and I was late because I'm a diva, and you'll wait for me. And I get there, he's already there, he's seated, and then he stands up, and he's 5'6", and he doesn't tell me he's 5'6" until he stands up. And he doesn't say I'm 5'6" when he stands up, but his body said it. And when he stood up, I was like, where's the rest of my date? What's he doing? And the date went good. I know y'all are shaming me a little bit. The date was fine. The date was fine. So let me tell you about the rest of the day. So the date went well. We laughed. We drank. It was fun. And then we were going to our cars, right? So I drive a Mini Cooper. We all know that. And he was going to his car. He drives a white Dodge Ram 3500. It looked like we were stealing each other's cars. It was we just had a great date. You know what? Swap out. Pink slips, baby. It was weird. It was really weird. And here's the thing. He did this thing where at the end of the date, he climbed up into the truck because he's 5'6". He climbs up into the truck. And halfway into the climb, he stops. He leans over and grabs me, kisses me. He's like, hey, great date. And then he climbs the rest of the way into the truck. And I didn't know how to take it. Because on one hand, I was like, here's the romance I've been looking for. But on the other hand, you need a tool to kiss me. It's weird. It's very weird. I saw him again. Because honestly, I moved the next week, and I mean, I needed a truck, so he was dope. It was a giant truck, 3,500, so many chairs. Okay, I had planned to do this with a mic. It's a lot easier, so I'm gonna try to do this without the mic. I'm gonna do it sitting because I never get to sit for stand up. This is dope. I thought I would be less sweaty. I was wrong. Completely incorrect. I'm gonna tell a series of stories throughout tonight. So these are all things that happened to me, and some of these stories typically make white people uncomfortable. And every time I say this, white people laugh. Every time I say this, there's a white person like, not me. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you. It's gonna happen. Let's walk through this. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. I'm not gonna take you to a dark place. We just heard all this stuff. I'm a minority, whatever. I used to date this girl. I was dating this girl, and things got like serious, right? And we did this like stupid thing that serious people do, where we're like, yo, let me show you more about me, right? I think it's foolish. I don't believe in opening up anymore. This relationship didn't go well. We can tell that, right? Okay, so she was like, let me introduce you to my family. And her family lived in Alaska. Anyone been to Alaska before?
Yes.
Yeah, Alaska sucks ass. That's what I'm here to tell you. She took to Alaska in February. And yeah, and she was like, this is my school. And she pointed to this hill of snow. She was like, this is where I went to school at. And I was like, lovely. And then she was like, this is the house I grew up in. And it was just another hill of snow. And I was like, how can you tell the difference between the two? And then she was like, oh, and then this is where I was born, another hill of snow. And I was pissed at this point. For some reason, the thing that made me the most upset is that we went back to their family's house for dinner. They made gazpacho. I was like, why the fuck would you do this? It's Alaska. Why don't you give me cold soup? I was furious. Really mad about it. But I thought I would get revenge because I'm from Alabama. And I was like, I'll take you to Alabama and I'll show you what Alabama is like. And the girl was black and she was like, nah. I'm good. And I started talking to her. I was like, well, why don't you want to go to Alabama? You just made me suffer through like a weekend of Alaska. And she was like, because of everything I've seen about the South. And she's only like, read books, seen movies. She's never been to the South before. And I mean, like, we've seen the books, we've read the movies. Oh wait, that's backwards. We've seen the movies, we've read the books, right? Like, I can just name one movie, Deliverance. Don't want that, right? No one wants that. And that's just Georgia. That's not even Alabama. So she doesn't want to go. And then as we're having the conversation, I'm trying to convince her, she does this thing, and she said something that I was not prepared for. She was like, what do I do if someone calls me nigger, hard R? White people who thought they were gonna be cool, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Yeah? Still good, dope. All right, so she's like, what do I do, hard R? And I was in a weird space because I didn't know how to tell her that that's like the best possible case for scenario. It's, if you're walking to Home Depot and someone sees you, it's like, nigger, and then they walk away. All right, cool, go to Home Depot, they're gone. It's over. If they're walking to Home Depot with you, go to Lowe's. You can just go across town, it's super easy. And I didn't know how to tell her that, so I did this thing where I was like, I'm just gonna have to like guide her the best I can, right, with my Southern knowledge, and which is not much. And I was like, sometimes bad things happen, right? And you have to make the best of the bad situation. Like someone might burn a cross in your yard, and that's terrible. But then after they leave, you push that crossover, put some pig on top of it, and you have amazing ribs. It's amazing. You guys, racism makes the best ribs. I'm trying to tell you. So like when I told her that, she was like, okay, fine. And I was like, surely at this point, you're black, you live in America, someone has slurred you. And she was like, yes. And I was like, all right, well, let's just talk about that. How did that make you feel? What did you do? And she was like, well, I was 30. And then we stopped right there. Because she was only 31 in that story. And I was like, you mean like a year ago? You went like 30 years without getting slurred? And the reason this was like a big deal for me was that like I got called the N-word the very first time when I was 4 years old. It's not a funny story. I've tried. I've done it in multiple mics. No one laughs at it. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't laugh at it. No one should laugh at a 4-year-old getting called a nigger. But I'll tell you what happened just for context. I was with my father, and a cop rolled up, and he was like, yo, niggers, get out here. And my dad's like, yep, we're going to stay alive. And we left. That's what happened. And yeah, I told you, it wasn't funny. Let me tell you about this girl's story because it was much funnier than mine. So it happened in Seattle, first of all, surprise. And she gets to Seattle, she's like walking across the street, and there's bike lanes. She doesn't understand them because she's from Alaska, and all the bikes there are frozen. And she steps in front of a bike, and the biker has to slow down. And his response to having to slow down a little bit is to yell nigger at her and like pedal away. Which, okay, if you're gonna slur someone, y'all don't seem like that type of crowd. Don't. But if you're gonna slur someone, don't fucking do it from a bike. You're not superior to me on a bike. You're not. Your carbon footprint, bullshit at this point. Also, I can fuck up your whole day with a broomstick. Like, just think it through. I just don't think it's a smart idea. And so when she told me that, I was like, okay, cool. Black people experiences are different, not a monolith. And I started thinking like, okay, so now I want to ask other black people like what their first time was like. So I went to Black Twitter, which for those who don't know, it's like Twitter, but like black, right? Okay. So I go to Black Twitter, it's not a setting. I go to Black Twitter, and I'm like, hey, Black Twitter, relive your trauma for me. Yeah. Tell me the first time that someone called you nigger, hard R. And I got a bunch of responses. It was like peaks and valleys, so we're gonna go, let's go for the peak. I feel like the peak is best first, right? So the peak was, there was this 45-year-old woman from Kennesaw, Georgia, who has never been called a nigger by a white person to her face, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And I was like, yes, come through, queen, good for you. And then the very next DM I got was this one lady who was like, I have a 4-month-old baby that someone called a nigger yesterday. And correct response. And I felt the same way. I was like, how could anyone call like a 4-month-old baby like a nigger? How could you do that? Who could see a baby and just slur it like that? And then I got on a plane going to Korea. It was a 16-hour flight, and I had like noise-canceling headphones. All my shit is together, and there's a baby on this plane. I know because despite the fact I have noise-canceling headphones, this little Pavarotti over here is hitting high notes that I have never heard before. Vibrato, like, bah, he's really going. But I'm like, whatever. These are Sonys, they're expensive. I put them on. I charge them before I go on the flight, smart, because I'm doing my shit. And I'm great. And then 6 hours in, my headphones died. And I'm like, cool, baby's tired, right? I take him out, he's not, he's going. Everyone around me is like looking at each other. You know, like when a baby's been crying long enough, y'all are all like, what the fuck is happening? Right? We're having that look. Like, do y'all not have milk? What do you need? What can we give you? What does he need? Do I need to dance? Just stop the fucking baby. It's like hour after, it's like hour 8, hour 9, hour 10, this baby is going. And the crazy thing is like hour 11, he did this like really cute thing where he stopped and we all looked at each other like, oh my God, he stopped. Oh my God, it's so good. And he started back. And in my head, I was like, someone needs to tell this nigga to shut the fuck up. In my head. I called a baby a nigger in my head. I feel like y'all judged me a little bit for that. Okay, does it make you feel better if I tell you it was a white baby? It was a white baby. It was a white baby. I didn't slur a brown baby. I couldn't do that. That white baby's gonna be great. He's gonna grow up to be a rapper. That's how Eminem got started. Eminem was a baby, so it was like nigger. He raps amazing now. All right, fine. Y'all were cool with that. Let's talk about some other shit. I don't know how to say this. This makes me feel uncomfortable. I am not, as a black person, we are all supposed to be Democrats. I am not a registered Democratic voter. Ooh, room turn. I'm not Republican. I'm independent. I'm independent because I just want Democrats to work for it. That's all. I just want them to work for it. And I get a lot of calls about Joe Biden. I don't know if y'all have been getting those. And I didn't know if y'all know this, but Joe Biden is running again for president. How's the room feeling about it? How are we doing? Are we good? Okay, I'll say this thing without a mic so no one can hear it. I'll say this thing out loud and then we'll move forward. I feel as if, and I'm saying I feel because I go to therapy. I feel as if Joe Biden gets another term, he'll be the first president ever to be assassinated by time. That's how I feel. I just really feel that way. And we spent so much time talking about vice presidents. Don't like act like I'm the only one who's thought like he's gonna eventually, right? Like we were like, yo, who's in second? Because we gotta know. And that's why I thought we made it a black lady. I thought we made it a black lady because as collectively, as a people, we're like, we realize the only way a black woman will be president is if a white man dies. And I was like, prepared for him to be that white man. I wanted him to be that white man. He got COVID twice, and it's a lie. I'm blown away by it. I saw him take a Corvette 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, and he's still here. And I don't understand it. Okay, that's okay. I feel like, okay, I'm not rooting for him to die. I'm just saying, like if he wanted to progress America, he would. No. That's awkward. Like I said, I am virtually independent. I got a phone call the other day from a pollster, and the pollster was like, what do we have to do to get your support for Joe Biden? And I got real quiet, so I was like, oh, I got to think about this for a minute. And I was like, can he start smoking Newports? Can he weekly bungee jumps? I just need him to show some commitment to getting out of here. Okay. I feel that. I feel it. All right, we'll chill. I am in therapy, so like, yeah. If anything makes you feel weird, whatever, my therapist hears it too. His job is sweet. He laughs a lot. I am in therapy. I'm in therapy because like I'm black and queer, and that shit is weird. I don't know like how else to say that. It's just very weird. And I said that to my therapist, and he was like, I'm not very experienced with LGBTQ issues, and I was like, you're fired. And so now I'm looking for a new therapist. That shit is okay. So I'm not gonna say I'm a bad patient. So I feel like that makes you think ill of me. I'm difficult. I'm a difficult patient. Okay, I'll give you an example. I was trying this new therapist, and when I started, she was like, just tell me about yourself. So I'm just like kind of talking, and then she stops me and she's like, Jaden, very serious. She's like, and we're on Zoom, which by the way, I can't do serious on Zoom. It's weird. But she like looks into the camera very seriously. She's like, Jaden, are you suicidal? And I was like, no, I'm just impatient. Thank you for laughing. She did not appreciate that. She did not appreciate it, and she was like, "You need to stop." Like, if you're, and I was like, "I'm sorry. I just like to tell jokes. I like humor to deflect when I feel weird." She's like, "Okay, we're getting somewhere. Tell me something that makes you feel weird." And I was like, "Air quotes." And I was like, "I have thoughts sometimes, and I don't know what to do with it." And she's like, "Okay, give me a thought." I was like, "Sometimes I'm like chopping vegetables in the kitchen, and I think, like, what if I cut my finger and then find out I've just been caked this entire time? What do I do?" I don't have a therapist anymore. She quit, and she should have. She couldn't handle that. That's the easiest problem. I'm a copywriter because I have this doesn't pay anything. It's fun, but I have bills like all of you. I'm not trying to like act like I'm better. You have bills too, but and jobs, right? Well, some of you. I've seen your sets. Some of you don't have jobs, but like your sets are good. I mean that in a good way. No, that was a compliment, I swear. No, I'm a copywriter, and I'm trying to be better as a copywriter because I don't want to get fired. And I took this class, and they were like, "Hey, you should look at the places where you're doing your best work, and then replicate those circumstances." And so I looked at where I do my best work, like where am I the best writer? And I realized that I do my best writing when I'm sexting. Literally my best. No, like best proofreading, incredible grammar. And so now I just need to replicate the scenario for my other writing. So now when I'm writing, because I write for tech, shout out to tech. When I'm writing now, I replicate. So now I'm like, what are you gonna do with that data? You wanna put it in my cloud? I need to call a couple cloud friends, but we need a multi-cloud scenario. Don't worry, your data's gonna be protected. No, you see it, you get it. I'm still working on that one. Because I work in marketing, I have clients, and my clients are assholes. Just, yeah, y'all get it. Some of you might be my clients. I just thought about that. That laugh was muted. Are y'all clients? Like, okay, some of my clients are wonderful people. Delightful people that I love to work for. No, I have clients and shit is weird. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I'll just tell you that, like, I had a rough week. So like, I got this new client, and when I got on the Zoom call, I was wearing only a t-shirt because callback, that is the official work from home uniform. T-shirt only. Winnie the Pooh had it right. That's what I'm doing. You don't need to worry about it. Like, just professional from the waist up. And I get on my Zoom call, and there was a white guy on the other side. So automatically, like, not into it. Automatically, like, no, I don't like it. He was bald. He reminded me of Jeff Bezos. He was just like racking up all the hits, and he was wearing a full suit and tie at home, and like stood up and went to a fucking whiteboard behind him again in his home, and he had on shoes, and I was like, I fucking hate you. I said, I fucking hate you. I just hate everything about you. And then, okay, so he introduced himself, and he walks back to the fucking screen, which, fuck you. He walks back to the fucking screen, he's like, my name is Bob Blair Conley, but you can call me BBC. And I was like, no, I can't. No, I can't. I can't call you BBC. And at first, I thought, all right, we're just fucking with the black guy, right? That's what I thought we were doing at first. I've been to HR meetings. I know how it happens. That's what I thought we were doing at first. No, everyone else kept calling him BBC. My manager, her manager, everyone was like, so what's up, BBC? And I was like, what the fuck is happening? The wildest part about it was that they were like, it's like the British Broadcasting Corporation. I'm like, no, it's not. No. It has in the meetings. And it was just the whole week. Just BBC this, BBC that. Which should be a better connotation, right? It should be like, I had a lot of BBC in my week. That should be great. It wasn't. It wasn't great. I don't appreciate that. And I really was like in my head about it. I had to figure out like what to do. I was like, yo, I have to think of something. Because like if not, like I'm just gonna lose my shit, right? And then here's the thing. I wanted to be like, that means dick, but then I was gonna get fired. So I was like, I can't do that. And so here's what I did. I went to Fred Meyer's. Shout out to Fred Meyer's. And I took like $300 to Fred Meyer's because I mentioned before I have a job. So I took $300 to Fred Meyer's, and I bought $300 worth of this soda that you may have heard of before. It's a grapefruit flavored soda whose name happens to be Squirt. Don't get ahead of me. I go home, I put all of that Squirt in the refrigerator. That sounds weird, but anyway, I put it all in the fridge, and then I wait for my next meeting with BBC. And I go get 2 or 3 cans of cold, frosty Squirt. I turn my camera on, I put my mic right next to the can, I pop it open, and I slurp, just really go to town, just really slurp, just really go to town. And you know, like on Zoom Teams, when you like make a noise, it turns to you. So you just see me just really slurping it down. I have the can turned so you see it squirt. I get through like 2 cans. Before anyone says anything. Finally, someone was like, Javann, can you turn your mic off? Like we see you every time you take a drink. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I just love Squirt so much. I love it so much. In fact, I love it so much that everyone here should just call me Squirt King. That's my new nickname. My new nickname is Squirt King. And then I just waited. For someone to be like, Squirt doesn't mean, and I'm like, oh, Squirt has other meanings? Then tell that to Big Black Dick over here. That's what I was waiting for. No one said anything. Everyone just let it ride. So I'm Squirt King now. The best part is in my emails, I put Squirt King with like quotes. So we're gonna meet them halfway. We're working on a lot more projects together. Squirt King and BBC. It's coming to you soon. Okay. Last copywriter shit. So I am a copywriter. I'm black. I feel like we get that, right? Sometimes I have to say that. I don't know. No, I don't. So I'm a copywriter, and I like Black History Month exists, and usually right around like December, people hit me up. Like it's Christmas time, right? We're like having fun and exchanging gifts, and the gift I normally get is February's coming. And a lot of our clients would like to show that they support the black community with their ads. And I always respond by saying, I got you. I will give you some historically accurate black ads. And they're like, excuse me, historically accurate? And then I leave. And then I go right back. This last time around, I feel like I nailed it. I feel like I made the perfect historically accurate ads. They will not go to air. No one will show allyship with them, which means I really did my job. And I'll share them with you because like no one else is going to get to hear them. So here we go. Okay. So imagine you're like watching basketball and you're like watching the NBA on TNT, right? So you're watching the NBA on TNT, brought to you by Martin Luther King Jr. Ponchos. Martin Luther King Jr. Ponchos. Protection for both rain and fire hoses. Yep. Comes with free dog snacks. Some of y'all get it. Also brought to you by Harriet Tubman seat cushions. No, not Harriet Tubman. Fuck. Rosa Parks seat cushions. Harriet Tubman's coming. Rosa Parks seat cushions. If you're gonna be sitting down for equality, you might as well be comfortable because you're gonna be sitting a long time. Rosa Parks seat cushions. Also brought to you by Harriet Tubman Travel Agency. We'll get you there before anyone knows you're gone. Yeah. That was fun. That was super fun. Right before I did this, I called my mom because I call my mom for everything. I told my mom stuff I shouldn't tell her, like for real. Like just as a side note, like I recently had like my first threesome. Yeah. And, okay, sure, clap. Yeah, I fuck, whatever. And then right after, I was like super excited, and the first person I called was my mom. So I thought she'd want to hear about how her baby boy is like topping at an intermediate level. I thought she'd be proud of me. She's not. She was not proud of me. She was very rude. She said some mean shit to me. I'm gonna tell you what she said, and we'll get back to the Harriet Tubman shit. But she said some mean shit to me. Here's what she said. She was like, I don't understand how you at 41 are just now having a threesome. Like, you're right. You're right. I should have done it before then. I'm sorry, Mom. I failed you. All right, but I called her for the joke, the Harriet Tubman shit, and like all the black jokes, I called her for it, and she heard them, and she was like, the first two were good, but you can't do that Harriet Tubman joke. And it's because I had a different one. It was a little bit much. It was much, and I don't do it because my mom told me not to. Is what I would say if I listened to my mom. But here's the joke. It's Harriet Tubman personal trainers. Because nothing will inspire you to get in shape like, run if you're free to run, nigga, run! That's what it was. That's what it was. All right. What do I want to end on? Okay, let's do this. I used to live in Korea for like 3 years. I'm not Korean, right? We know that. I know. Wow, surprise, shock. I lived in Korea for like 3 years, and I loved everything about it. I was like an ESL teacher. I feel like it was like the best thing I did with my life. I have never really been more proud of myself than that moment, and I did everything I could to be like a great teacher. Like I was like really, really into it. And so like I tried to connect with my kids. They like gave me food and dishes. It's like I had like a bunch of spicy food, which by the way, if someone tells you that something's spicy, it is. It is. It's 100% is. Especially if you're in Korea and they're like, 5 stars, but you get 1. Don't be me and be like, give me the fucking 5 stars. Because later you will feel the 5 stars as they exit your body. Cool. And I also tried K-pop, which by the way, not into it. Sorry. And I get it. You want to dress like a cat and like dance, whatever. And I'm being very reductive. I'm sorry. I realize I am. I just wasn't into it. But I did like Korean hip hop, and that was dope for me. And actually, I told like a class I liked it, and the next day, this kid walked in with like 2 tickets to a hip hop concert, a Korean hip hop concert, to Benzino, the Korean Benzino, not the one here because he sucks, but the Korean Benzino was dope. And so I was like, I totally want to go to this. So I go to this concert. I'm gonna give you the highlights real quick. When I first walked in, someone pointed at me and was like, Ice Cube, and they walked off. I was tight because I had a fro and a beard, and I did kind of look like Ice Cube, and I was like, that's a good roast. That's a really good roast. And you don't really know English. How did you do that? It's impressive. And like, okay, so for the rest of the story, I need you to understand 2 things. So the first thing is, I was in Korea in like 2013. But all the songs I heard that night were from 2008. It was confusing. I did not understand why Korea did not acknowledge 2009. And like the entire time, I was doing the Dougie because all the songs from 2008, you get it. And they saw me do the Dougie, like, oh, what dance is that? I was like, oh no, you never saw 2009. I realized it. And the second thing I need you to know is, I am an incredible dancer. I need you to know that. Don't laugh at that. What? Really? People laugh at that. That's so rude. I know I'm big, but I'm rhythmic. These limbs, they move. And okay, so here's what happened. I'm at this concert. I'm dancing, right? And you know how like when you're dancing, you close your eyes, things are one way. And then when you open your eyes, things are another way. You kind of have it right. So I'm dancing. I'm at the concert. I close my eyes. When I close my eyes, the people on the stage, they're like doing the concert. They're like rapping. They're doing their thing, right? And then I'm dancing. People behind me are watching the people rap. And there's like a giant like jumbo screen with the rappers on the jumbo screen, right? All the lights are off because it's a concert. I close my eyes. I start dancing. I open my eyes. The lights are on. The music has stopped. It's very weird. The rappers have come to the edge of the stage. And now they're pointing at me and talking in Korean and pointing at me.
Oh, no.
And then I look around. Everyone has turned towards me. People behind are facing me. Everyone's turned towards me. And I look at the jumbotron. It's just me, like. And I don't speak Korean other than like the bimbop. And I was gonna say left, but I literally just forgot the word for left. So the bimbop. That's what I say. And. My friend who does ran up to me and he was like, Jay, don't get mad. And I was like, nope, I'm here. I'm already mad. People are looking at me. People are talking about me. I don't know what's happening. He was like, no, don't get mad. Here's what happened. He was like, look, they were rapping and they saw you dancing. And when they saw you dancing, they immediately knew that you were a black guy and they felt validated because they're in a black space doing black music, and seeing you dance makes you feel like they were accepted. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you is I am such an incredible dancer. I'm making taste in Korea. I'm a tastemaker. I make things, yeah. My name is Javann Jones. Y'all have a good night.